Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Seattle Sucks. I'm your host, Alex, and I am joined here with Colin.
Hi.
Hey, it's just you and me.
It's the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building castles in the sand.
Yeah, it's lovely. So quiet and peaceful.
Yeah, we're actually short a couple podcasters today. Greg couldn't make it because he is busy making a movie, and John isn't here as well. So just so you can have a mental image, Colin and I are sitting across from each other, a little bit of a tete-a-tete
Yeah.
style here.
We're facing off, literally.
But yeah, it's been a while since I've been on the show. Life's been busy. Things have been happening. A lot's been going on in Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad I can finally get my 2 cents in, bitch about this city a little bit more.
Yeah.
I guess the first thing to talk about is the weather, because that's what everyone talks about in Seattle all the time.
Yeah.
It's a great small talk thing. It's officially fall time now.
It is. It happened.
It like rained last night,
Yeah.
and then it's like overcast. And I went to my local record store, and they had not one but 2 Halloween albums on display.
I feel like the Halloween season is getting rushed this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All the Halloween cookies are out at the store. My mom brought pumpkins to my house for some reason.
Holy shit, that's quick.
Exact. That's what I'm
Those
saying.
pumpkins are not going to look good.
They
in a
don't.
month.
That's what I'm
By
saying.
the
It's-
time Halloween rolls around, holy
already
shit.
it's a bit of a weird thing, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no, I noticed the pumpkins, but I was at Fred Meyer the other day, and I did not see any, like, they're saving the Halloween full-on display because it's back to school season right now.
Oh yeah.
And so I think once that probably wraps up in the next week or so, that's when you can find all the cool shit, all the $49.99 like robotic skeletons and like motion activated scary things.
Those headstones where things pop out when you walk by them. Yeah.
My personal favorite is the candy bowl with a little hand.
Oh yeah.
And then when you put your hand in there, the hand just sort of like falls down on top of it. And
Yeah.
it goes like, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's
That's so good.
classic.
Every year. Gets me every year.
Yeah.
But also, since speaking of fall time and things that are exciting in the fall time, baseball, right?
Yeah.
Just want a big shout out to the Mariners right now, having another shitty season. As my friend Jake let me know, they had a record low attendance
Yeah.
last game, a couple games ago. The lowest attendance since 2014, and that was not a good year for the Mariners. So
There hasn't been a good year for like a decade.
I'm
Is that
still
right?
like holding on to like 2001 or
Yeah.
whatever, when they had that like really good season. They
Yeah.
didn't make it to like the playoffs or
no,
anything
they
like that.
lost.
But they had like a 160 game win streak they won record number of
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
And in my mind, it's still like they're letting me down, even though they've been doing that for like 10 years straight.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess as we get older, the experience of time, it changes, right? So it feels like just yesterday that they were good, but it was over a decade.
It's been
ago,
a
I
fucking
think.
long time.
Yeah.
And to go with that, so I mean, what do you do when your team's on the ropes, hasn't won, it hasn't even made it to the playoffs in many, many years?
Yeah. And for some reason, you still have the 8th highest ticket price in all
weird.
of Major League Baseball.
Shocking. And no one goes to the games anymore.
Yeah.
Clearly the reason why this is all happening isn't like a lack of leadership on parts of the Mariners or bad business. It's they haven't had their stadium renovated.
Yeah.
They need a better, if you give them a better field, everything's going to get better. So this is fucking hilarious. King County?
Yeah, the King County Council.
King County Council has secured $135 million. $135 million.
With an M.
Is that public money?
Yeah. It's coming, I think, mostly from a very special hotel tax. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
And that, what is it, just to renovate the field or like put in new
I think it's
speakers?
skyboxes mostly.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, there is some.
That's it?
There is some rudimentary upkeep because they needed a lot more. I think it was something like a total of 300 million is what everything was estimated as, and that the Mariners were going to put in some chunk, but that they wanted the city to put in the rest.
Cool.
Yeah. And
Well, we talked him down.
we did.
I guess negotiated that one.
Deals are in the air this week, I think.
I could feel it.
Yeah. There's some electricity of commerce and negotiation.
I guess people are kind of bitching about this on Twitter, but 135 million, just to put that in context for all our listeners out there, that's like what, 7 years of the head tax?
Yeah.
The most reviled tax in the history of Seattle, where every fucking person was like, this fucking council's milking jobs and everything. And then we just cut a check for $135 million. No problem.
Yeah, in less time, too. I mean, this whole conversation, I think maybe it's been going on for a month, but when you look at the history of the employee head tax, the fact that people were fighting for that for literally years just to get that vote and then to have it repealed. Wow.
Well, what I think the homeless people should start a sports league, clearly. And then, they should be good at athletics somehow. And then hopefully maybe they can like get a stadium. And the stadium will also act as some sort of like housing for them.
Yeah.
Because we have no money. We have no problem cutting checks for sports related things. So maybe the homeless just need a tap. They need to rebrand themselves as some sort of like ragtag team of like create a league.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. There could be like an American league and a national league.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds nice. I mean, some folks like to travel, right?
No, it's perfect actually, because like a hobo drifter will go from town to town naturally, and now it's just part of a schedule. Actually,
you can tap into his natural inclination and also provide him a job. I was thinking we could probably save some money at Safeco if we just, after the games, open the doors and let homeless people in to eat all the food and drink all the beer and all the stuff that's left over on the ground. I mean, that's a win-win, right?
That's creative thinking right there, my friend. But also think of it like this. Like you could there's so many homeless people in Seattle now that like you don't know which ones are native Seattleites and which ones are just coming in to, ride on the gravy train.
Well, it's the homeless with the umbrellas. It's a dead giveaway.
Okay.
You always know. I mean, that's one of the signs.
But if they were all part of some athletic league, they would be wearing their away jerseys. You could clearly tell, the home team homeless versus the homeless that are just trying to like not get murdered. So
and we'd all be wearing their jerseys around town. I mean, I'm sure there would be someone's got to be good at baseball, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. What's that, like Ebbett's Field store or whatever that has all the vintage jerseys?
Yeah,
maybe they could throw something together. Some like cool hat and a jersey look. Cool. All right. Got a job for all you graphic designers out there.
Yeah,
all
get to work.
UI UX people out there in Seattle. Lord knows. Yeah, here's your challenge: is design a jersey, a uniform to be worn.
It's perfect too because I think it's sports, right? So it's gonna get Jenny's attention.
Oh fuck yeah! And that's how they'll finally get Jenny to give a shit.
She'll be like, "Wait, a new team? I didn't know about that team.
What? quick! Let's get them some money now.
Where do they play? Can I get my name on the back?
Holy shit! Yeah, dude, Mayor Jenny. Listen, yeah, dude, we need a... Okay, this is a plan.
I think we've joked about this before, but we should do a honey pot for her and just invent an elaborate lie that somehow we get out in the ether of Seattle that there's some league and some new team and then get her to come visit us. And I don't know what we do when she gets there, but a little old-fashioned re-education, perhaps. But
yeah, we could just... I don't know. I think it would be fun. Also, The look on her face when she realizes there's not a sports team, though, she'll be
True.
she'll
But
be like destroyed.
If we do get her a jersey, I think it would balance out.
Yeah.
I mean, she'd be bummed that it wasn't real, but she gets a jersey out of the deal, so it's kind of like she gets the photo op. It's all good.
I want to get like, I mean, I guess, edit that out. I was gonna say I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I guess like we are on Durkin now.
Oh yeah, sorry, I segued, but
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I thought she was later, but she's in the next.
But I
thing on
did
my
want
list.
to say one thing. I tweeted this out from our Twitter, so if you're already following us, you saw this. But it's so, and we touched on this a second ago. It's just so ridiculous how easy it is to actually raise capital for these kinds of things. And we're going to get into another example later. I'm sure you can guess if you've been paying attention, NHL team. When we have people who are dying on the street, it's just we should all be ashamed, frankly. It's fucking ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah,
it's shameful.
at a time where the stock market is at an all time, like
Yeah.
fucking blowing out any other record set.
Yeah.
at that. Yeah,
Multiple companies at $1 trillion market cap.
it's weird. How did they get all that money? It's like
I don't know.
where did it all come from?
if you're really good at business, then anyway, back to Durkin. The whole
So,
Durkin.
Durkin has had quite a week or past couple weeks, I guess.
Yeah,
It's hard to keep track.
it is.
But first of all, I want to congratulate Mayor Durkin, Mayor Jenny, with her new publication. The Durkin Digest is now out. It is hot off the presses.
And this is a storm edition, so it's great.
Do you have can you give me a headline? Can you hit me with a good
So
Durkin Digest headline?
it's got, I mean, speaking of UX, UI, graphic design, I mean, it's got this wonderful little header here that kind of vaguely looks like the Key Arena. It's also, of course, got the Space Needle because you just got to have that. And then it says Storm Edition. So she kind of goes into all her big wins this week that school started, and the students have access to Orca now for free, which is
Cool.
that is a positive thing. And that we managed to raise some money for senior citizens. And getting to the real meat, some sports news.
Oh, excellent. Does it have anything to do with maybe probably the most important thing on top of Seattle's minds right now, which is maybe something to do with an NHL team or something?
You're absolutely right. I mean,
Yes.
this is on everyone's lips. I mean, they're in between saying Halloween. They're just talking about ice and ice skates, and it's crazy out here. But so Seattle's hockey fans are one step closer to cheering on a new NHL team this week. Mayor Durkin joined Oakview Group.
That sounds
Okay. To announce the completion of 3 key agreements about the future development of the arena.
this is like that one scene in Godfather 2 where they divide up Cuba with like a cake. It's like a cake for like Hyman Roth's birthday. And you're just like,
Yeah, right. Or the creation of fucking Israel or something. But yeah, so we should read the tweet that she had too, a couple days ago, I guess, announcing
this is such a good tweet.
I'm confident that with this ownership group, we are getting the best possible deal for Seattle and for the taxpayers.
Deal maker.
Art of the deal. Deal artist.
Yeah.
Mary Jenny Durkin.
That's fucking rad, man. I know that pretty much everyone is just dying for an NHL team. Isn't that? I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like
think-
that's the thing that everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
Everyone wants one.
Yeah.
When are we going to get one? We had one like 100 years ago or something like that, and no one gave a shit about it for like
Oh, that's
99 years. But now it's like all of a sudden it's like hot. It's like everyone's like, yeah, hockey, NHL.
Yeah, it's almost like people that live here now aren't actually from Seattle and don't have any grounding in Seattle culture.
It's true. Like no one in Seattle ever like gave a shit about hockey ever. Like you never heard anyone being like, it would be great to have an NHL team. Like we definitely could have, but no one wanted one. And then maybe now that no one from Seattle lives in Seattle anymore, the people are like, how come you guys don't have a fucking hockey team?
They're like, I had one of these in DC. I mean, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, there's a hilarious tweet from the NHL, too, that says, this agreement ensures that the much-needed renovation of Key Arena, much needed, what fucking renovation needs to be done? I mean, sorry, I guess I'll be Greg for this episode, but what renovation needs to be done?
I was at the Key Arena like a year ago. Yeah, it seemed fine.
I mean, it's not like amazing and nice, I guess, but it is fine. People are still touring and doing shows out there. I mean, what?
True.
I guess you can't skate on it, so we got to renovate it. But anyway, so that's going to create good family wage jobs.
Oh, fuck my life. Family wage jobs?
What does that mean?
What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know what that means.
Family wage?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I suppose like a family wage means you can support a family on it.
Well, that's a lot of fucking money.
Which is, in Seattle, that's a $300,000 job.
Yeah, at least, right? I mean, that is a ton of money. It's also going to make sure that Seattle can make critical investments in transportation and protect taxpayers by ensuring the city will not foot the bill for construction. So it's just all good. And like you said, everyone wants one. I think people are starting to self-immolate because we don't have an NHL team, and there's just all this pent-up desire and want. I mean, the invisible hand at this point is just flopping around like a fish because it has no outlet for its want.
That's hilarious. I like, what I think is funny is how like she's just completely given up becoming like a, you know what I mean? Like, like she's like, okay, all the hard shit, you know, I guess you can look at it like this. She's like, listen, now that the Innovation Council is dealing with all these silly problems, the trifles of politics, we have now the finest minds in business working on. We can really, you know, clear up Jenny's calendar for the important things, which are stadium renovations, NHL possible NHL expansion teams, and just sports,
and basically. Hanging out with Carmen Best, like
her
BFF.
Her and Best are so tight. Yeah. I like inseparable, really.
Truly
it's
inseparable.
really good to see a mayor and a police chief really get along just so well.
It speaks to how harmonious things are in Seattle right now.
Yeah. I mean, like other than the like 20 lawsuits that are currently pending against everything that Durkin has accomplished so far. Yeah. Everything's moving pretty smooth right now.
Yeah, it's just great. But you're totally dead. You're totally dead on, Alex, because that's what it feels like. It's like all these wins that no one asked for, and all the hard problems are. They're not even. I mean, she's not even talking about them, and I know that. You can, of course, people can do more than one thing at one time. Like you can be working on all these things at once, but it's certainly a lot more attention is going to this kind of stuff.
She's really, really proud of the sports stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like
she's really excited about it.
It's like she thinks that is going to offset the fact that she will do nothing positive, like materially positive for Seattle.
Also, it's just funny because the Innovation Council has been around for a month now, and I went to check. There's no like website you can go to or anything to see what's going on. There's no like, you just kind of have to wait and see with these people. Yeah. And like, you know, like, okay, like you can say what you will, like, okay, it's been a month, but these people are literally tasked with solving the city's hardest problems.
Yeah.
And there's no accountability. Like there's no way to check up and be like, cool. Any meetings or what are you guys up to? You're the brightest minds working on like it's like the fucking Manhattan Project. It's like fucking Oppenheimer, Feynman and Planck and Fermi all in a room. Yeah. And it's like, cool guys, what did you guys get done today? Don't worry about it. We're not Let's not talk about it. It's cool.
It's
You'll hear about it when we got it. But
Yeah.
right now, just shh, nothing. And so it's just like cool. Like I would like to know what's going on with my city.
Yeah.
Other than our awesome stadium renovations and shit.
Totally. Yeah.
Which is like a twofer, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like 2 stadium renovations or 2 stadium things in like 1 week. It's like it's almost as if it's like, all been planned out.
Yeah, that's odd. And she's even talking about the Sonics again. So it covers 3 sports teams potentially.
She's pumped.
Yeah, but maybe Alex, to what we just learned from Durkin's Digest. I mean, it has been a month, but that was the last month of summer, and all the kids had to go back to school. So all the kids that they stacked up and put in a trench coat to man the Innovation Advisory Council, they had to go back to school, I think.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Like, no one looked into the Innovation Council just to see. It was just a bunch of like
just like swaying, trying to stay balanced,
high achieving 7-year-olds
playing Pokemon Go or some shit.
Like all the recorded statements are like on a talk boy or whatever.
Yeah. Or a Vine. It's like a series of Vines or something.
I guess, yeah. It looks like they're working hard. Also, Durkin is incredibly excited about announcing Seattle's C40 commitment, where I guess that just to kind of, shove it in Trump's face. I should say to shove it in Drump's face.
Oh, thank you. I didn't even know who you were talking about.
Yeah, Drump.
Yeah.
We're gonna say, you know what, we will abide by the Paris Treaty in Seattle, and so she's getting some leeway on that. I don't even know what are we doing to change that? What are we doing anything or?
It didn't seem like it. Because
I saw no announcement of like, okay, we're like actually swapping, I don't know, power resources or something like that, or taxing carbon or anything like that.
No, though that is on the statewide ballot, right? This year, is that an initiative or something?
I don't know if it's an initiative or not, but
Okay,
it's like,
well.
yeah, it's definitely a thing that I love how carbon taxes have been out for like, it feels like 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And no one is literally, it hasn't achieved anything or
Yeah.
made any dent.
Huh. Weird. Yeah, but to your question, she just, in the video that she released where it looks like she's staring directly into the sun and selling you some kind of pill for your nether regions. She was reaffirming all the stuff that we talked about the very first episode of Seattle Sucks, that we needed to have electric vehicles. The city needed to have all electric vehicles and all this stuff. Kind of the hand wavy things, but no plan. Just sort of okay, that's the goal, but no movement toward the goal.
No, well, I'm not shocked. But one thing I would like to see, if we could electrify the garbage trucks that rattle around this goddamn city 24/7.
Oh God, yeah.
That would be amazing because I would actually get some sleep.
Yeah,
Monday morning.
I think we could stop the show if that happened. I mean, that's a huge win.
Dear God. I mean, because like, I don't know. This is one of my favorite things to complain about, but the it's like you're in a war zone constantly and there's like armored vehicles just cruising in and out, except they're just like picking up garbage. It's all going to the same fucking place.
Yeah, like some landfill outside of Portland or something.
Yeah, well, China won't take it anymore, or it's too expensive or something like that.
So eventually it's going to go to Middle America.
Yeah.
Do you think those poor motherfuckers know that? I mean,
yeah, deep down. Dude, at work today, I got chided for not cleaning my garbage before I put it in the recycle bin. I had a drink in I don't even fucking look like that.
Yeah.
I had water with an airborne in it, and I just threw it away. And my coworker was like, "You're not gonna rinse that out?" And I was like,
what? Are you joking? First of all, I'm sorry you had to work today. That sucks. It's a weekend, right?
"Oh no, not today, not today."
Okay, I was like, shit, man. That's a little bit unhinged.
Yeah. I was
What do you have to?
I was like, it's, I don't know. It was weird.
Did you have to do it? Did you?
No.
just,
I was like,
No?
I that's so awkward. I'm just gonna sort of like joke and laugh and sort of walk away and just leave work right now.
But they were serious.
Yeah, well, okay. I guess she was kind of giving me shit, but at the same time, like it came from, you know how all jokes have a little bit of
a kernel of truth,
a kernel of truth in them. So yeah, that's always something you got to worry about in the workplace.
That is some serious next level Seattle passive aggression too, like the joke burn.
The joke burn. Yeah. Well, what I want to do at work is then like go into the recycle bin and just start washing all the garbage and just stop working. And then when my boss is like, dude, what did you do today, man? You haven't gotten anything done. And I'd be like,
you can just point.
I'm like, excuse me? I washed all this garbage. And people just look at you like you're fucking insane.
No, you get a standing ovation, I think. And then a corner office.
So, yeah.
Damn.
So we got Durkin. Also, she's like super pumped about the storm.
Yeah,
she's so fucking excited.
A good bit about her on the Space Needle.
Oh, yeah. So Durkin, because like this is like such a classic thing, right? Like I don't know when this started, but mayors love to challenge other mayors.
Yeah, they do.
Especially over really important things like basketball teams and championships for sports. And so Durkin, not to be outdone, I don't even know what they in DC, they probably didn't even, they're probably the mayor's like, what? I'm sorry, what? Like,
yeah, who's that?
Basketball? What? Okay. But Durkin, not to be outdone, clawed her way to the top of the Space Needle somehow.
She's like that motherfucker who just free climbed, and did you hear about that? She scaled all the way to the top
through sheer willpower, by purely ignoring all the other issues in front of her.
Yeah.
Was able to concentrate all of her attention on climbing on top of the Space Needle. And then like I thought when I first saw it, I thought I was like, holy shit, some madman has climbed onto the Space Needle and has hostages on top. And like I was like, this is like a scene out of Batman.
Yeah.
But it was just Durkin. With unwitting participants probably who were like ha 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 the whole time, thinking they're gonna die. Yeah. It was a windy fucking day too.
Yeah.
On top of the Space Needle, to challenge the mayor of DC, right?
Yeah.
Over our, the storm
finals.
and the
WNBA
what's DC's team?
I don't actually know.
I don't think, yeah. But anyway.
The Mystics.
The Mystics. Okay, cool. To challenge the Mystics.
To an epic rap battle.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Dude, that would be so sweet. That was fucking amazing. That was like, holy shit. Like, like what's going on here? Like,
yeah.
But anyway, so that's cool. Lots going on in Seattle sports wise. That's pretty much all that anyone gives a shit about anymore. Football's starting. The Huskies are losing. The Seahawks will shortly be losing. So we have a lot to look forward to.
I know. I'm actually, this might alienate some of our fans, and I guess I'm sorry, but I'm really enjoying all these takes I'm seeing around the internet about how the Seahawks have just imploded and they're going to suck and we're fucked. We'll never be good again.
Damn, we almost had it.
Yeah.
We almost had a 2 championship team.
That might have been our sliding doors moment. If we'd won that one, then we'd be unstoppable.
It'd be impossible. We'd be like a dynasty.
Yeah.
There's a word you don't ever hear with Seattle sports.
No. Shit. No, fuck it. Who cares? It's sports. But I just found something awesome in the Durkin Digest related to the challenge, which is that there's a wager. So there's consideration here. I think this is a binding contract. Mm-hmm. Betting a basket of local goodies sourced from women-owned businesses. If the Mystics somehow win, they'll be getting Cupcake Royale, Fremont Brewing, which I didn't know that was
One of the owners is
Okay.
that she was like a politician. She ran for a couple positions and got her ass whooped.
Oh, yes.
But
Well,
Sarah something.
all our listeners know our stance on Fremont Brewing.
Yeah, I hope you're all still abiding by the longstanding boycott of Fremont Brewing as long as they support anti-head tax measures.
Yeah.
We will not, I repeat, we will not be enjoying any Fremont beers.
No, not a single drop.
Yeah, and if you see other people drinking them, you have to swap it out of
Yeah.
their hand.
And just pour it out.
Yeah.
Pour it on the ground. Fuel Coffee, Franz Chocolates, Molly Moon's Homemade Ice Cream, Rachel's Ginger Beer, and Classy Baby. Votives in storm colors.
Fuck, classy.
I know, man. I hate those pieces
Candle
of shit.
holders. Cool.
Yeah, but Alex, they're like $60 a piece. So
Oh, okay. Well, that justifies the gift. Then. As long as I know it was expensive, the meaning carries
yeah.
through.
Well, other people know they're expensive, so
So what do we get if we win though?
it doesn't say. It just
shit.
says what they'll win. So
Okay. I thought maybe it would be like we could have like a homeless swap. Like if we win, you get 1,000 of our homeless people. If the other team wins, we have to take on 1,000 more homeless people. Because I feel like with rent prices in DC being
Yeah.
comparable to Seattle,
Yeah.
I feel like there must be a similar. I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe that's just too callous for even DC.
I like
the
where
most
you-
callous.
I
Of,
like where your head's at. I think they probably ship most of those poor people to Baltimore. But
that makes sense. There's more. Yeah, there's more communities to be absorbed into.
Yeah.
Whereas Seattle doesn't have anything until Portland or Vancouver.
no, but we still want you to help. We need the regional solution. But maybe if we get our homeless semi-pro baseball league that we pitched earlier in the show, then we could have there could be some kind of trade of the best players. I don't know. You know,
That'd be tight.
yeah, that would rule.
Well, you know how like they always do this at the open. What is it, like open training or whatever like that?
Oh,
where like
yeah.
like anyone can try out kind of things.
Yeah,
And like I know
yeah.
they do this on football teams. Like I don't think they do it in baseball.
Yeah, I'm not
but
sure.
like we could have like a open day where it's like anyone can try out, and then the top prospects might be able to make it pro.
Yeah.
Isn't that like how like didn't it was like Mark Wahlberg or something? Someone
probably.
like that like almost got drafted onto the Bills or some shitty football team.
Yeah, probably.
I can't remember. Or Tebow did that. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Isn't Tebow playing for the Mets now or something?
Oh, he did that. Oh, okay, yeah. So Tebow did that. Something similar like that for the
Yeah.
Mets. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, it's craziness.
I thought there was like a Wahlberg played somebody in a movie that did that.
Wahlberg's Law.
Yeah. He's such like he's say what you will about his acting choices as of late, but like
Yeah.
he does like pull off the like Joe Schmo pretty well. That like you're like, oh, remember that movie when Mark Wahlberg was a Boston cop and he solved the Boston marathon bombings? And you're like, wasn't that fictionalized? You're like, no, I think he was like a volunteer cop or something.
Yeah, that happened
Like,
in
I
real
think
life.
he actually caught Tsarnaev. Like he was the guy.
He was the guy, right? He was on the roof, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But enough about sports. Oh, by the way, Colin, Serena lost.
Fuck.
Congratulations to our
Osaka.
girl Osaka. Played a good game out there.
Yeah, she did.
Also, kind of feel bad for her because she had to beat the unstoppable fan favorite. But I don't know. Maybe she'll make a name for herself and she'll be the next Williams sisters or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Moving along. So I guess the next topic of discussion, or the next funny thing to talk about really is our boy Jeff Bezos, big man on campus, trillionaire, trillion business, richest man in the world, man of the year, Forbes 500, bullshit, whatever. Jeff Bezos is now finally, he's feeling confident enough to step into politics.
Good for him.
And he has given It's like 10 million.
Yeah, 10 million.
10 million. Not a lot.
A whopping
but,
10 million.
I mean, not a lot for him.
No.
But certainly a lot.
Yeah, for normal people.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's enough to, you know, that's enough to pay half the head tax that he fought so much for.
Yeah. Even people with family wage jobs.
Yeah. How many family wage jobs is that?
It's a lot.
Shit ton. Yeah.
It's a lot.
He recently donated $10 million to a really rad charity.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
great. What was it?
Well, it's not really a charity. It's actually
wait a minute.
a PAC, Political Action Committee.
Oh, okay.
But hear me out though.
Okay.
It's called With Honor.
Is it Sharia law or?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, nothing
I
like
thought it was
that.
something about honor killings, but
Oh, that would be cool, but no. This is some sort of weird money laundering scheme of some sort to funnel money into campaigns where the people running, I guess, are the only qualification, literally, is that they're a veteran of a war. Not even like have to be in a war, actually, just sort of like served in the military at some point.
Yeah.
I looked at a lot of the candidates' profiles, and some of them are like pretty weak. Like you never saw any combat at all. Like he's clearly like undersecretary of. It's like, okay,
right.
like you're a bureaucratic. Or whatever.
Yeah.
But With Honor is this sort of like, I guess, nonprofit or whatever, where they only support candidates who have served in the military in some capacity. And the best part of it is there's no like fundamental guiding principle to abide by, really. They say it's like, well, I'll break it down. So you think like it would be like there would be like some sort of like guiding principle behind it, like candidates who support free markets, or candidates who support civil rights laws or something like that. Nothing like that. You just have to be a veteran.
Perfect.
But the whole thing is like there's a lot of thinking has gone behind this. They've crunched the numbers, Colin, and one of the biggest, like, what would you say the biggest problem with politics today is?
Shit, where do you start? I'm gonna guess this has something to do with veterans. So
nope. The problem is there isn't enough consensus legislation. With the passing of McCain fresh in my mind, still hurts. Rest in peace.
Rest in power, King.
We lost one of the last real statesmen of an era, and a
true maverick,
a veteran
as
and
well.
a maverick, and a bridge builder. He not afraid to reach across party lines to solve difficult problems for this country, and that's really the problem with politics today, according to With Honor, is that the nation's divided, and we need to bring the nation together again. And what better way to do that than through funding veterans campaigns? Because if you look historically, there were more veterans serving like 20 years ago than there are now.
Yeah, those halcyon days 20 years ago, which would be now, it's almost 2000, but the late 90s.
Sure. And they actually take it further back than that, because they like to point out that George Washington, veteran. Literally everyone who served as a president in some capacity was like the commander of something. So like all the presidents are veterans until who was the first non-veteran president, do you think? Trivia question to all of our fans out there.
Yeah, who was that? Warren G. Harding. There's no way that motherfucker served.
So like they make this whole like big data thing of like we have some cluster graphs to look at, and they show you clearly as Congress gets more divided, there's less and less veterans. So to solve this problem, we just need more veterans.
What?
Like that has
No.
anything to do with politics at all.
What? No, why? Why?
I mean, it makes sense to me, right? And
The numbers check out. So
yeah. And I made the argument of like, fuck, like we're running out of veterans. We need to have more wars.
yeah,
And we need to have like big ones, because the reason like there were so many veterans back then is we had like conscription, Civil War, forced to fight.
yeah.
World
Both
War-
and both veterans on both sides. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the best kind of war.
That's
for
actually
this,
perfect.
right? Yeah.
Actually, fucking Civil War right now.
Everyone wants one.
Yeah.
So
Let's do it, man.
That's
Civil
perfect.
War. We can just get like what 2 for 1 basically,
Yeah,
right? Double our
exactly.
money.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We get twice as many veterans for the cost of one war. Brother against brother. It'll be amazing.
Yeah.
And then we'll have so many veterans in politics that everyone will pass. They'll put the country first.
yeah, we'll just immediately get over the fact that we slaughtered each other for however long the war lasts. I mean, the way things
Right.
are going now, I would imagine it would last forever. But I mean, if we're lucky, it might end sometime.
Yeah. I mean, think about all the great presidents. Lincoln, veteran,
Yeah, Eisenhower,
veteran.
JFK.
Veteran? Veteran?
Okay, I'm just
Question mark?
I'm cheating. I'm just looking at their website now. But
George W. Bush,
oh hell yeah,
Air National Guard, motherfucker.
fuck yeah.
Wow, that's the hardest job, actually. Defending the homeland, that's the most important job. There are people who are, they're flying all over the world bombing people, but we have to keep our best close.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot to bomb people here. So.
Yeah. A lot of people don't talk about how close the North Vietnamese came to invading a country.
Yeah, we were just a hair away from some serious shit. I mean, the fucking Ho Chi Minh Trail, man, that goes a long way.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize it actually goes along the ocean floor.
Oh god damn.
You follow that shit, man.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's
Yeah.
fucking the world is a dangerous place.
Totally.
I think that's the
I think I heard rumors that there's still some fighters that think the Vietnam War is going on out there. So
Damn. So Bezos is given a shit ton of money with honor, and I just think it's hilarious because he's like trying to get into politics. He's like the weakest, silliest little thing. And I looked into the candidates that they were giving money. They're just like Republicans and Democrats that happen to be veterans.
Yeah.
All these people are all shitheads. Like the Republicans, just one, like they're all like middle of the fence, but you can tell like one Republican guy, he's like, my three tenants are one, jobs. Apparently America doesn't have enough jobs. We're at record low unemployment, but we need more jobs.
Right.
And then number 2 is like women's rights. And it's like, okay, like, all right, let's see what women's rights means to this guy.
Yeah.
And he's all like, some of the strongest people in my life have been women, which that's how you know someone's a fucking sexist piece of shit.
Yeah, that's some
is
Mike
when they're
Pence.
like, my mom is a woman. Okay.
Yeah.
So how can you tell me that I'm anti-woman? I'm not anti my mom.
Yeah, right.
And so I'm like, okay, buddy, sure.
Those are sorry, tangent. Those are my favorite fucking people. If I had $1 for every time somebody had a change of heart and realized that women are human beings because they had a daughter, I would be a very rich man.
Wow. No, that's totally true.
It's so, I mean, it's horrible and awful, but it's also funny to me because it's like you just realize that now that you have a daughter.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
Things change you, man.
They do. Yeah,
Yeah.
they really do. Life comes at you fast.
But that's literally this guy's take. And because like his next sentence is like, I support women in traditional family roles. And it's like, oh, okay, buddy. All right.
I support women serving me food and tending to my needs.
Basically, yeah.
It's cool. Good for him.
Yeah. I mean, that's a very woke stance to take for a Republican.
Definitely. You know, I was scouring the page. I was hoping to find Chelsea Manning here, but I don't think she made the cut.
They're not donating money.
No. I don't know if her campaign's still going, but
Well, I mean, I'm sure like she got dishonorably dishonorably
yeah.
discharged.
Yeah, that's
I don't
probably
know if that
some,
disqualifies you
right,
from
yeah.
funding or not.
Yeah, that's true.
But she wasn't, or her sentence was commuted.
yeah.
She wasn't pardoned though. So
No.
yeah. So she's still the mark of crime.
We
still
save
on
that for
her.
people like Dinesh D'Souza. Didn't
Okay,
he get pardoned?
Yeah, Dinesh,
Yeah.
our boy,
Hell yeah.
the number one documentary filmmaker for 4 years in a row.
Yeah, watch out, Errol Morris.
This guy's on fire, man. You should totally listen to his shit. He's getting pardons. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people are really waking up to what
He's saying
got.
some cool things, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
He's
really-
exposing the Democratic Party.
he's really challenging me. I mean, I didn't realize that it was actually the Republicans, the party of Lincoln, who, emancipated the slaves. Like,
Yeah.
the Democrats.
Democrats were actually very pro-slave.
Yeah, that just, I can't believe.
Kind of blowing
Can't
your mind
believe
now, isn't it?
It really is. I
Yeah.
mean, those are some hard truths.
I mean, the only way to explain that would be like some sort of weird party switch thing, but that seems unlikely.
that didn't happen. So
weird.
I mean, I don't know. I love this too. This subtitle, their little subtitle. It says "Principles Before Politics," which I mean, I
What?
I think, like, to your point, the only principle is that they served in the military, because there's no backing ideology.
Well, they have to take a pledge.
They do, which owns. I
Yeah.
did look at the pledge.
The pledge is pretty, like, that's a pretty firm pledge you're making.
It is kind of a fucked up pledge. It's like, Satan. I mean, are you Satan? You have to reveal yourself. I mean, it just says the pledge in all capital letters, and then the first one is integrity. I will always speak the truth. Always.
Fucking child.
Yeah.
Do you promise to tell the truth? Are you promise that there will be no lies?
Do you, yeah, telling lies?
Telling lies?
Do you?
No, Papa.
Open mouth, veteran. Okay. I will always speak the truth and prioritize the public interest above my self-interest. I will return or give to charity contributions from sources that I find out-taint my integrity.
Wait,
I don't even know what that
out-taint?
fucking means.
Also, I love how I'll take the money, but if someone calls me out on it,
Yeah,
I'll give it back.
yeah.
I suppose.
Conveniently, if I find out it is dirty in some way.
It's too hard to keep track of all the money these days. Politics is there's so much money in politics that, like, I mean, we really can't expect our candidates to be able to, like, source where all that's coming from.
No.
You know, I mean, like, so fair enough. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, what are we going to do? Put money in cages and deny it entry at the
Cage?
border? I mean,
Cage the money.
what's wrong? What's wrong with you, Alex?
But yeah, that
Yeah,
the pledge is pretty intense.
the next one's civility, the last one's courage, and
Wow.
the last two are just about how you need to be bipartisan at all costs, or I don't know, fall on your sword or something, or like slay the Demogorgon from the Marine ad of our childhood.
Yeah. Well, I mean, bipartisanship, man, like that. I can barely remember the last great bipartisan thing to come out of this country was the Iraq War. It was amazing.
It was a beautiful thing. I mean, the Patriot Act also bipartisan, right?
Sesta Fosta. Killing sex workers, killing brown people.
Deregulating the financial
Yeah.
industry, I think, was bipartisan.
All the good
during
things.
Clinton. Yeah.
I guess we do need more of that. Okay. That's enough about With Honor, but just know that's where your Prime membership is going towards.
Yeah.
It's just
What-
it's like weird
why
shit.
did he pick that? Like, of all things, why this one?
I don't know. He, like I said, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's not really like a creature of, he sort of accident, like he says like lottery winnings, and he sort of is serious in a way,
Right.
because like this whole Amazon thing is a bit of a gamble, and like it is incredibly bizarre that it is the second company to 1 trillion market capitalization, despite really not making as much money as most, or not even being around for that long.
Yeah.
But so he's just throwing money all over the
Yeah,
place.
that's a good point, because he does seem like, and I think you mentioned this maybe off the show earlier this week, that like he's just this weird workaholic guy, you know, like In his perfect world, he'd probably just be in his office all day doing, Lord knows, innovating, I guess.
Yeah, like he likes to make patents still.
Yeah.
He patented the phone with the parachutes in it. Like he patented a phone where like when the sensors determined that it was falling, little airbags would deploy out of the phone. Like I'm talking like an airbag the size of like half a centimeter, but there's like 12 of them in the phone.
Damn, that's innovation.
Like I can barely get the fucking microphone to work on my fucking phone. Like the camera mostly functions now. We spent about 12 years getting that camera perfected.
Yeah.
Like the cameras finally work now. Everything else, the speakers are terrible.
Yeah.
Fucking, there's no headphone jack anymore. But this dude's gonna put fucking airbags in your phone, and that's gonna work.
Well, all these people think it's 1964 and we're going to space, but in actuality, we're just making apps to fuck one another. That's all we do. You know,
that's pretty much the root of innovation right now. But like, so yeah, I don't even fuck what we're talking about.
How awesome Bezos is.
How awesome Bezos is. I also have to give credit to Bezos, although I don't know if he had a hand in this or not. But it was kind of funny. Like I think that the Seattle Times or somebody wrote an article a couple days ago about they were looking into Amazon's patents. And
Mike Rosenberg. This dude's been on fire this week.
Sweet. All right. Props to Mike Rosenberg for finding this fucking gem.
Yeah.
There's like really like just you kind of have to see it to believe it. But Amazon patented. Colin, can you describe it? Like, you're looking at it.
Yeah. So here, let me get a good view of this thing. I can't look at it directly, or I'll begin to melt. But so it looks. I mean, we were talking about this earlier, and you said it looks like a shark cage, like a shark protection cage, but it has this weird claw, and it kind of looks like a human skin flaying device.
That's totally what it is.
It's like a locker with some buttons. And I'm assuming like they didn't draw the barbed wire, but I'm guessing that would be barbed wire. And then the crane would just slowly rip bits of your skin off.
Dude, you know what this is? Okay, it's like a fucking cage that you put a person into, and then a mechanical arm. God only knows what it's programmed to do. But this is the thing from like Alien that gave her an abortion or whatever, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like that's what this is. Yeah. Like it's a thing you lock someone into, a cage.
Yeah.
And then it has all these like buttons
and
like
they're
arms
levers
and things. And it's supposed to help you work.
There's a lock on the outside, of course.
That's so fucking rad. They're like locked from the outside naturally. Holy shit. Amazon patented this like worker efficiency device that is a cage that you put someone in, literally a cage.
Yep.
And then they can do work from inside the cage, but they can't leave the cage. Which kind of like solves a lot of their problems.
Oh,
actually,
yeah,
like,
totally.
with the bathroom breaks and everything.
And yeah, you can't steal anything if you're in a fucking cage.
Yeah, good luck. The robot arm won't put the item in your pocket.
Yeah, try to get that Nintendo Switch through those holes. There's no fucking way, man.
Dude.
It's not happening.
It is not happening.
But you had an awesome comment. I thought that like they said the reason they built this was to protect from robots or something.
Dude, yeah. So like naturally everyone's like response is like, wow, they're really turning workers into prisoners at this point. And then like some press release came out and Amazon's like, no. Like this is their literal defense of it. Like the reason they're like, you got it all wrong.
Yeah.
It's great to be a worker at Amazon, especially in these warehouses. Because the whole point of the cage isn't to keep the worker isolated and away from other people and working constantly. The point of the cage is to protect it from all the robots. literally, they're like,
so it is a shark cage.
Yeah,
basically.
it really is. And so like they're like, it's so dangerous on the floor. Like these robots go whizzing by at like 70 miles an hour, and there's robots everywhere, and they have a mind of their own, and they're not going to stop. And so like, literally, it was like a cage to protect the workers from the robots. Like how fucked up is that?
That is some dystopian shit. I'm imagining Jeff like inviting all his buds down and being like, we're going to do battle bots in the warehouse today. And then everyone brings their battle bot. And it's got like a fucking saw arm and like chasing the warehouse workers around whose pants are covered in piss because they can't go to the bathroom.
Dude, everyone knows the battle bot with the flipper on it is the one that wins. You just got to get it on its belly and then you can
they're like
destroy
bugs,
it.
you know, or like turtles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly that. This looks like a literally like from BattleBots kind of thing. It's amazing. And so Amazon got some shit for it. Rightfully so, I guess. But I love how like their SVP of like marketing or whatever had to release
money acquisition. SVP of being on payroll. Yeah, this motherfucker tweeted, sometimes even bad ideas get submitted for patents, which is amazing because it's like sometimes I think 80% of patents are fucking bad ideas.
You like how he's like, he's just like, hey, like, listen, it was a bad idea, but listen, hey, at Amazon we try everything, okay?
Yeah,
like we patent everything. We look into no matter how unethical or bizarre or cruel it might be. Like,
it might be useful later. We don't know.
Even horrible, evil, unspeakable things get patented here at Amazon.
Dark supernatural things that you wouldn't understand.
He's like, dude, thank God they didn't see the werewolf patent.
He goes on in this fucking tweet. It gets even better. This was never used, and we have no plans for usage. Oh, okay. We feel so much better now. And then he says, we developed a far better solution, which is a small vest associates can wear that cause all robotic drive units in their proximity to stop moving. So it's like a kill switch for the robots.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what it's like to be a worker at Amazon, folks.
Yeah, because he essentially admits this is a real problem. I mean,
God only knows how many like disembodied like heads go flying off at factories.
There are probably people with like drone blade nicks all over their face, you know?
Like, with some close calls. Yeah. You know, like when you do driver's ed and you have to watch the DUI videos and there's like just the blood and the gore thing. I wonder if they have something like that at Amazon where it's like, hey man, someone fell asleep in the factory and then like
the robots got the
robots. Like, they saw him slacking on the job and they took him out immediately.
Oh god damn.
So now you have to wear a robot kill vest.
Yeah. There's probably like signs up at the warehouses. It's like tips for working with robots. And it's like never look a robot directly in the camera eye.
Like shit like that, but also like you remember like in like Stranger Things where they have like the upside down zone portal.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what it's like getting there. Like, all right, man, you're about to go in the robot zone, dude. And there's like a 3 feet of glass between them and the robots, and you're like, you're in there, you're on your own, man. Like those robots, they've all been like reinforcement learning to kill, and so like we don't really know how good they are. They might not be that good, but they could be really good. And don't get in their way. Let's put it that way. If you get in the way of their job, like
you're just gonna die.
They're programmed to do their job. All right.
Well, yeah, I'm imagining it like the Mormon Church or fucking Scientology, where you work your way up, right? So your manager comes in and is like, Alex, today is the big day. And you're like, oh, sweet. I don't have to wait in line after I get off work to be patted down by security. And he's like, no, man, you still got to do that shit. You're going to the robot room. And you're like, the robot room? And he's like,
what?
He's like, how do you think we made $1 trillion fucking dollars, man? Robots. And there's all those robots, flying around with razor blades attached to their arms and chainsaws whirling about. People screaming. He's like, you're ready for it. Dude, I want you to go out there and get that fleshlight, and you get it under 30 seconds. You get it in the box. You make our customers happy. I mean, that's what I'm imagining anyway.
Holy shit, man. That's totally what it is. Those robots are like all like just killing machines that are delivering fleshlights. Capitalism.
Fleshlights and Nikes for people to incinerate. And then there's like some dude like Samuel L. Jackson in a control room, you know, with like headphones on, looking over everything sternly.
Yeah, pretty soon Amazon will be like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Like it'll be like 3 dudes in a control room and they'll just be like robots like breaking out of their cages. Like and they'll just be like, I don't know what happened, man. Like
Yeah, they have to, like the scene where they drop the cow into the Velociraptor pit. They just drop like metal or some shit and then it comes back up all chewed up by robots.
like damn. But I'll be damned though. Like I can get that thing next day delivered.
Hell yeah, dude.
So, say what you will about
and
the
for less
robots.
than Walmart, man. Like, fuck. Or any mom and pop store. Fucking bitches.
Seriously, what the fuck? They have
Why did they even
5
try?
fucking days? Go fuck yourself.
Eat shit. You don't even carry this? Fuck you.
Jesus. Yeah, no,
Asshole.
it's embarrassing. Like,
Yeah.
basically just like a fucking joke.
Yeah,
Kill
totally.
yourself. But that reminds me, speaking of which, Amazon also was like really on its high horse because they are announcing the rollout of their like private worker army thing where like you can be your own business owner. I love that branding.
sounds great.
By relying on another business to pay you.
Wait a minute.
But and only one. But basically, so Amazon like announced this stupid thing where it's like you can be a delivery driver, basically Uber for Amazon.
Sweet.
And we'll give you a free van. Well, you get to drive it, but you get to keep it. You get to drive a free van, and then you get to deliver packages on your own time. Blah blah blah. All this. It's a great job. It sounds like a great entrepreneurial opportunity for all those small business
Hell yeah.
starters out there.
Yeah.
And so they're rolling this project out, and they have like 20,000 vans.
That's a lot of vans.
Brand new vans. And the best part of it is like, this is some evil fucking shit because they're like, but for every mile the vans drive, we donate money to children's cancer. The whole fucking van program is now a charity for childhood cancer, which is like, I so wanted to respond like, what evil are you doing? Like, what are you paying for?
What are you trying to hide?
Yeah, like what are you hiding? Like there is no reason that you need to be tying this weird promo to children's cancer. You could
shit.
just give money to children, by
Yeah.
the way. Like normal charity.
Nothing's
is
stopping
like,
you from
yeah,
doing
you could just
that.
give money to them. You don't
Need a condition or like a race or a competition.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be part of a cool like new program that you're rolling
Yeah.
out. But it is this time. And so it makes me think that like, I don't know, these people, it's a trap, basically.
Yeah.
Don't sign up for this
It
program.
seems like a trap. I mean, you're going to have to pay your own self-employment tax, which is a lot of money.
Holy shit, it's so much money.
And you're going to have to deal with the payments on that 4 times a year. I mean, it is a headache. You don't get any benefits. You don't have a 401k, no retirement.
Nope.
And we were talking about this before, and especially in light of these warehouse workers, it's like these people kind of exist in a job purgatory where they're not making enough to live, but they're also like working hard enough they can't really get a better job or pursue a better job.
yeah,
It's-
because
it's
once
a
you
trap.
have a job, like you don't have fucking time to get another job.
No way.
But that's good. I'm glad you bring that up because I think like one of the things that we should talk about is Bernie
Hell yeah.
with the Bezos Act.
That just owns. That's so cool.
That's so rad.
I mean, he said some stupid shit recently, but this owns.
I love how he's just going after Jeff.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. We're
Thank
naming
God
it.
someone is.
We're naming it the Bezos Act. And then, Colin, you looked this up earlier, but Bezos stands for, is it against something?
Stopping.
Stopping.
Yeah, is the
Stopping bad employers by zeroing out
subsidies.
Subsidies.
Yeah.
and the whole point of it is fucking Amazon doesn't pay their workers anything.
Yeah.
Like they're all probably like just under 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
So they don't get really any benefits. They don't have to give them any full-time employment.
Yep.
You know, no benefits at all. And on top of that, like you're working, like you're not working 20 hours a week where you can take care of your kids and like have a flexible schedule. You're working like, 35
full-time.
hours.
Yeah,
a
like
week.
close enough to be full time.
Yeah. So basically you can't get another job,
Yeah.
even if you wanted one.
Yeah.
You can't take care of your kids or do whatever secondary thing that you don't get paid for, but
Yeah.
provides like obvious benefit to your
Right.
family.
And Lord knows you can't afford it on your paycheck anyway. So
True that. So Bernie is like, fuck this shit, and making the proposal is that the businesses have to pay back every subsidy their employees take from the government, basically.
Yeah, that's where the zeroing out. It's like a balance. So if you're not going to pay your employees enough, we're just going to take the money that we have to put into them because you won't.
Yeah, that's fucking so badass.
Yeah, it rules. Which the opposition's calling a 100% tax, which I love.
100%.
Yeah,
some
some motherfucker ran that headline, 100% tax.
Yeah, weird. 100%. That's so much. Wow. Yeah. Maybe because you're not paying them anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Call your fucking congressman.
Yeah, let's get that shit
Senate
passed.
Everyone fucking pass this shit, and you need it.
Yeah.
I guarantee you do not want these fucking jobs in your community.
No.
They are the worst fucking... It's awful. Like, do you want your friends and family, people you know, to be locked in a cage while battle bots just fucking like...
Are copulating next to them,
yeah, like
just producing other battle bots.
Like actively like finding vulnerabilities and like trying to like think of the most efficient way to kill them. Like, if you want that, go for it. That's the future.
Yeah.
But if you don't want that, you might want to consider this Bezos Act.
Totally. And the other company that is in the crosshairs here is Walmart. And I think there are so many similarities, as we've talked about on the show previously, between these two companies, that they both kind of do the same thing where they come into a community. I mean, Amazon's a little different since it's not a traditional brick and mortar, but they lost lead and they're not paying people wages. So they just end up shuttering local business. And then all those people are either unemployed or then they have to go work at Walmart for a fraction of what they were making before. And it's perverse.
Totally. And I remember when Walmart was the worst?
Yeah.
Now Walmart doesn't even look that bad compared to Amazon.
No one talks about Walmart. In fact, people are crying tears for Walmart and Target because Amazon's owning
it's
them.
It's like the last hope. It's like the resistance. The
Sam Walton, welcome to the resistance.
Good luck, man. Yeah. Never thought we'd be joining forces with Walmart to fight Amazon. But now we are.
Hey, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right?
Absolutely.
Sun Tzu.
But yeah, so like that's an amazing thing. Also, watch out, Jeff. Bernie's coming for you, man.
Yeah, you
personally,
you little bitch. I mean, the other thing that Rosenberg tweeted this week, I'm trying to find exactly what he said. So the other thing about Jeff Bezos, this year alone, it's only September, and he's made $67 billion. He's added $67 billion. The next, essentially 500 richest people in the world combined have only added only in quotes, 8.3 billion to their net worth. So he's worth $167 billion right now.
That's fucking wild.
It's truly insane.
And he's not even spending any of it either. He's just fucking...
No, he's like, veterans, give him $10 million. I don't fucking know. Like, whatever.
God damn. Yeah, this fucker needs to be taxed. That reminds me of... I was walking to the coffee shop or something like that on a weekend, and I was looking up in the sky, and like there was a airplane with like a sign on it. You know what I mean? Like, you can pay a plane to like tow a sign, whatever it says, whatever fucking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what does it say? You know, like it's probably something good. And just not really even knowing what it was.
Yeah.
And it was like a pro-union, anti-Bezos sign. And it said like hashtag Bezos needs a boss. Some kind of lame catchphrase, but like, you know, whatever.
The spirit of it was good.
The spirit of it was good. And then it was like hashtag union or something like that. And it was some weird like last ditch attempt to unionize Amazon workers that totally failed. Like these people are like, they're fucking, they've been drinking the Flavor Aid.
They've got the mind worms.
Yeah, like they're not going to unionize anytime soon.
Well, I don't know, dude. Did you see the Whole Foods story this week?
That's badass.
That rules. I mean, anything's possible, but yeah, it's probably unlikely.
Anyway,
Well, plus they probably got some giant fucking robot that's a union buster in there, you know, like he's got giant shears and he's like, "Are you thinking of unionizing?" And then he's just playing with the
shit.
shears like
I can't. It would be
around
so.
your head.
It'd be so amazing to be like to be a union buster. Like I would be like, hey Kathy, why don't you come in my office for a little bit? Why don't we have a chat? And she's like, what are we gonna chat about? But no, just want to see how you're doing and how you're enjoying your work. And she's like, okay, cool. And then you're just like, have a seat in the chair.
Yeah.
And then you just get behind her and while she's sitting down. And then you just like, well, let me give you a little shave. And she's like, a shave? What the fuck are you? I don't even, I don't shave. You're like, no. Let me give you a shave. And you just pull out one of those like old school straight edge razors and just start like just shaving her neck. I mean, like, I hear there's a lot of union activity.
The workers are talking.
I think you're a great worker. I don't think you need to join a union. I mean, do you? And then that's when you stop with the blade, like right, like on her jugular, and then kind of like press it in a little bit. You're like, do you? Like, would you do that?
A woman with such a pretty neck. You'd be ashamed to lose it.
And then you're like, great. I thought so. Cool.
Great chat.
Yeah. Everyone's like clean fucking shaven that day. That's my only move. That's my only intimidation thing that I know is from movies. Actually, that's an old school one. That's like even like it came in literature. People were doing that. Like
really?
Yeah, there's like old stories about that, like slaves shaving their masters' necks and stuff like that.
That's pretty
like,
good.
Oh
I mean,
shit!
When you think about it, like you do have a lot of power.
Yeah, like
over someone in that moment.
They're like technically the more powerful person because they're employing you to like do a menial thing on them. But like clearly, you could just
just the slightest bit of pressure.
Yeah, Sweeney Todd, man.
No, that's true.
Yeah, every time you get your hair cut, dude. If the what are they called? The cosmologist, but it's not. It's
no, is that right? Isn't it? No,
it's
cosmetologist.
Cosmetologist, yes.
Cosmetologist.
Just people undervalue the if cosmetologists all want to get together and have like a mass revolution, all they need to do is they could just immediately stab you with the scissors. Or when they're like just cleaning up your neck, quote unquote, just take that buzzer and just like just deep into you and like you're dead.
And they've got sinks right there so they can just cut your throat and let you bleed out.
Yeah, no one would know too. No. They just down the drain you go. Yeah. So like just think about that shit.
Yeah, so tip those folks well is what we're saying.
Yeah, I always tip 20% minimum. Yeah. Just for my own life.
Protection money really, but
it's a racket. But yeah, like that's the only intimidation factor I know. So if I ever, it's kind of awkward. People usually won't like.
It does take some setup, but it's effective. Like it gets results.
People always wonder why I have a barber's chair in my living room. Like, nah, you'll see.
When the time's right. Yeah.
But power to Whole Foods workers, unionize motherfuckers.
Do it.
That'd be so fucking rad.
Do it.
Basically it's funny because like, I found out the other day. Oh man, I'm gonna have to cut this because I can't remember where it was. But there was like, people had been unionized, and I was like, I didn't know they were in a fucking union. And then I was like, oh, Macy's. So recently in Seattle, the Macy's workers were striking for better pay.
Oh, I did hear about that, yeah.
And I didn't realize that people in Macy's were in a union. And so I was going to make a joke and be like, well, now, like, if you have all these shitty Macy's clothes, at least you can, like, go and be like, I only buy Union, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit. You know, Nordstrom doesn't have a fucking union,
right.
So fuck you.
Yeah.
So you can be cheap and buy maybe not the most fashionable clothing, but then you can just, as soon as someone gives you shit for it, be like, I only buy Union, asshole.
Yeah.
And then just look at them. They have nothing.
Yeah. That is a good own these days.
And now I can go to Whole Foods. Or,
soon.
Yeah, soon. Yeah. Hopefully go to Whole Foods and be like, I don't know, buy whatever fucking thing I need to buy there. And then be like, well, I mean, I'm buying Union. So,
yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like right now, my only choice is PCC.
I know. Yeah.
It's slim pickings there. You really can't get everything you want at PCC.
No. Yeah. I mean, the best one's near your house, though, I would say. The best one I've been
It's a pretty good one. It's pretty solid. Although some things are like, outrageously expensive.
they
and
are.
you're just like, man,
Yeah.
like I really like. It's not worth my time.
Yeah.
To like go to another store.
Yeah.
Like if you like want to get baggies, just like you want to
Yeah.
get like just a simple thing like that, or like tinfoil.
Yeah.
That's like $10 tinfoil, and you're like, that's
Damn.
fucking outrageous.
Yeah, you just got to
man.
go QFC or some other slum for that stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's everything on the docket for today.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so much going on, man.
So much good stuff. I mean, it's just so great to be here, to be alive in Seattle.
We are witnessing a truly amazing time.
We
So
are.
one other thing before we close out the show, I want to give a shout out to one of our guests, the one and only, literally,
Yeah.
Day Shit Kim Jr., Day Jr. On Twitter.
Yep.
He now has a Patreon account to fund his journalism.
Yeah.
And he wrote the Atlantic article talking about the Find It Fix It app. You know, this guy, he's more of an activist than a journalist, I would say.
Yeah.
JK.
Right.
But he definitely, you know, like, of course, if you listen to that episode, you know that he's pretty much the only person on a big scale talking about these issues that we
Yeah.
care about.
Yeah, totally.
And just at least like basically telling the truth as it is. Like there's so much bullshit on all the sides that's like impossible to get to like the heart of something
Yeah.
unless you're like some kind of fucking wonk.
Yep.
But he actually does cut through that bullshit pretty well. And so you can support him on Patreon and basically fund, you know, his journalism.
Yeah.
Which is pretty rad.
Yeah, please do that.
What else do we have?
I guess we can plug our own stuff.
Oh, we have a Patreon too.
We do. And
Is anyone contributing to it yet? What's the? Do we have how many thousands of dollars?
it's just, I'm sure you've seen Scrooge McDuck's Vault. It's kind of like that.
Oh shit! Nice.
So it's going really well, but we could always use a few more dollars. Just they're comfier than coins, really, is the thing.
Oh yeah, cash.
Yeah, when you're
much better than
swimming.
bullion.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, put a little sugar in our bowl. You know,
If you like what we're doing.
yeah.
I mean,
Also, on top of that, we are on Twitter,
mm-hmm.
Seattle Sucks Pod,
Yep.
and don't be fooled by invitations out there.
Yeah.
Word on the street is that KUOW, the media juggernaut, the Clear Channel of our times, KUOW,
Yeah.
has a podcast now bitching about Amazon.
Oh, hell
and
no.
that is our fuck. Don't bite on our shit.
Yeah, you come at the king. You best not miss.
Exactly. My point being is we need your help right now.
Yeah,
we need your support.
yeah.
We need your follows. We need your likes. We need your 5-star reviews.
We need your muscle in the streets.
subscriptions. All the muscle in the streets. If you see, I don't even know who fucking runs that podcast.
either.
I don't know. If you see anyone from KUOW, spit on them and then tell them that Seattle Sucks is king in this neighborhood.
Yeah, tell them we sent you.
Yeah, the fucking dead rabbits, some real fucking 5-point shit. We need your help right now because everyone wants to bite on our style.
Totally.
But you know, we were here first. We were here. We were the one podcast talking about all this shit before everyone else did, before it was cool to hate Amazon.
Yeah.
So show some love our way. I suppose you can listen to their podcast in addition. I'm not embargoing the other podcasts, but I'm saying never forget and call them out on their bullshit if they steal our bits.
Yes, please do that.
But yeah, that podcast is called like Primed.
Of course.
Kind of a shitty name.
Yeah. That it's lazy. I'm just gonna say it. It's lazy.
Yeah, Seattle Sucks. I mean, that's an alliteration at least.
It's an alliteration. It's pretty in your face. As I think Day made pretty clear. But it's ironic if you can't tell by this show at least.
Yeah,
Pretty heavy on the irony today. But yeah, also just I've saw some fans talking to us on Twitter. That's awesome. It makes some of us, like me, feel like we're doing something valuable to someone. So it's always great to hear from all of you. Thank you.
It makes our communications director's job way more interesting
Yeah.
when he gets to
Yeah.
communicate with people.
It's just so nice. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
We also have a website where you can listen to our stuff.
Yeah. And I like to point out, like, most podcasts, you can only get their shit through some weird fucking garden of, like, iTunes or whatever bullshit things. You have to download some fucking app.
Yeah.
You have to subscribe. You have to, like, it's just a pain in the ass.
It is a pain.
Whereas our episodes, Seattle.sucks, you can just hit play.
Yep.
And you can hit pause.
Yeah,
And
totally.
you can, like, look around, find an episode you like. I think that's pretty baller. You don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We're not in it for the subscribers, although you should subscribe.
Yeah. And tell all your friends so we have more subscribers that we don't care about.
Exactly. And then donate money to the Patreon.
Yeah. Or just, you can donate money to the Patreon. Like, just go to the end. Just skip the middle steps and you don't have to listen. But
You know, when you get coffee every morning, what do? You pay first. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, you don't get to taste the coffee.
Yeah, you don't swill it down.
Yeah,
and
you
then-
even tip before you get the coffee.
Shit,
like
man.
where I live, like you gotta tip when you pay. So like you're paying for the service, you're paying for the coffee all up front. You're taking that risk, and I just ask that you take the same risk on us for the price
That's
of
fair. Yeah.
4 lattes.
Well, yeah, and like to the point of that metaphor, man, talk to your barista. Like just acknowledge your barista as a human being. That's all we're asking. It seems like a simple request. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, don't forget that we're serving you up
Yeah.
some content.
We're trying.
All joking aside. Cool. Anything else?
I don't think
Colin,
so.
we good?
Yeah.
All right. Until next time, folks, stay safe on the streets and fight Amazon.
Yeah. Watch your back for the battle bots.
Ow! All right. Peace.